Hi everyone. Here's my review of the new horror thriller movie Obsession. I saw it last weekend and I wanted to check it out. There's a lot of buzz surrounding this movie, apart from it being like one of the best reviewed movies of the year. It's also one of the cheapest movies. It only, was made for like $750,000, which is pretty crazy, and it's currently making that money back pretty well as well, and so that's a good thing. But I wanted to review it because I really, really enjoyed this movie. I think it's one of the best movies of the year, and yeah, I just thought the premise, I mean, you've seen a lot of shows, movies of like someone being obsessed with the other person in almost kind of like a fatal attraction type of way. But the way it's done here with the use of the main character kind of like using a wishing willow, breaking it off, proclaiming his wish about being with this girl, that to me, I don't think has been done before. And the main character, you kind of feel bad for, the character of Bear. He's kind of like a weak guy. He's been wanting to ask this childhood friend Nikki out and go on a date with her, but he just doesn't have the courage to do it. So he just buys a wishing willow from the store, makes his wish to have her be obsessed with him, and breaks it off. And then boom, you have the character of Nikki just going crazy over Bear, and but also being very creepy, and yeah, just not letting him see his friends or anything, and just be with her all the time. It's a really well done movie, and it's a psychological thriller as well. And Bear, he's not really a good person if you really pay attention to this movie. I never saw Nikki as the problem. I always saw Bear as the problem, especially over the course of how the story unfolds. You get to really see that for yourself. And, this movie is made by this new director that I've never heard about, Curry Barker. And yeah, the way he directed this movie, the way it's written, is just really razor sharp and fun and new. The actors that are like, I think they're all Gen Z, they do a pretty good job of, talking authentically about, the hangups of dating, in today's era and stuff in certain scenes. And that really worked for me. I mean, because that, you feel that as a millennial, these days with social media and everything, and how difficult that is. And so, yeah, it was also filmed in Los Angeles, and you really get that vibe about it throughout the course of the movie. It has, great set design, great cinematography. There are certain scenes where Nikki, shows up, and she's kind of like framed like in a dark silhouette, like a shadow, and it's creepy. It's unsettling. But also, this movie has really great use of humor. It's funny. I was in the theater watching it, and people were laughing, including me. I mean, there's some really good gags. There's some really good jokes. The dialogue is again really good. Uh, yeah, and I just thought it was really well done. There's disturbing scenes. If you're a person that gets easily disturbed by anything with supernatural horror movies or, thrillers that have a certain type of intensity to them, this might not be your thing. But for everyone else, I recommend this movie wholeheartedly. You got to check it out. And yeah, Obsession is going to be a really big movie when it comes to awards, because I feel like the girl who plays the girl Nikki, that actor in particular, should be given, at least a nomination for a performance, because it was amazing what she was doing, especially with contorting her face in certain scenes, giving this kind of like crazy looking grin that, wouldn't feel out of place, in some character like the Joker or something. Like, no, she's incredible at what she does in this movie, and, she should get nominated. But the thing about horror movies with Academy and the Oscars is that they don't really consider it serious cinema or anything, which I disagree. This movie is just well just very downer, serious, and just, it's not goofy or anything. It's really just well done, like artfully done. And I feel like, this should be considered for some awards at the end of the year, because this is one of my favorite movies of the year. Next to, like, I put it up next to Project Hail Mary. Um, yeah, like this one is definitely one of the best of the year, and I recommend everyone check it out. Go in the comments and tell me what you guys thought of Obsession. Did you all love it? Do you think it's been overhyped by everyone, or do you think it's a good movie? I feel like the audience ratings on it are really good. It's kind of like you know the same for both critics and audience that enjoy this movie. So that's a good sign, and it got like a minus cinema score rating, so that's good. So yeah, tell me what you guys think about Obsession in the comments, and yeah, if you haven't seen Obsession, go check it out. It's an amazing movie. All right, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later for another review. All right, bye.